She's I'm in Chicago on 79th Street.
Yo estoy de 9.
And the thing is, 79th and Burham, and what happened is the immigration problem in Chicago, our issue, is really out of hand. But I guess one has to take in consideration that people coming from Mexico, they need a place to live, and they're dealing with migrants. They're passing out vouchers for the home. And like I said, we in the United States in Chicago, and talk to some of the people that live in the community. The vouchers that they're passing out, they're supposed to be utilized. There were only 50 vouchers that were supposed to be out, but the word got out, and the immigrants have come over here to get the vouchers, but you can't really blame them. There's an immigration problem in Chicago, and like I said, there are people there that are really mad because there are resources that are being taken from individuals in Chicago that have been homeless for a long time. And you have people wondering, why weren't these resources given to individuals in Chicago before Governor Abbott sent the immigrants to Chicago? And like I said, this is South Shore community. And you had people right by the Lake Shore Drive. And you had people that are upset. And there are people he's talking in a different language. In Espanol, I don't really understand. And this is what's going on in Chicago. And I'm pretty sure this is not the only locality in the United States that is going on. And listen, there are people in the United States, I would say it's humane to give them a place to live, but there are people that just don't understand why these resources becoming available now. And we've had this issue for years. Don't understand it. And there's people that just don't get it. How you doing, brother? And they just don't get it. I mean, property taxes. This affects this property taxes and other municipalities. People, and they're saying now in Chicago, you can even be a police officer without being a citizen. And there are people that just don't understand that. I think the governor signed that in out of Mayor Chicago. And Chicago was just in shambles. You come to vacation to Chicago, but you really don't know what's going on in Chicago, because what happened is you visiting and you have no idea what is really going on. You don't know. You just don't know. And this is a situation that's going to be dealt with in the presidential elections. With Donald Trump, he appears to be leading with the Republicans, Mr. Santos, and also Joe Biden. This goes all the way around the block, and beyond Donald Trump and Joe Biden. these are going to be issues that are going to be discussed in the United States of America for years. And, you could take a look back in history and see what we had to deal with, what circumstances we were dealing with in year 2023 and use this for case history. But there are only 3 home vouchers that are 50, that's what the owner said. There are only 50 home vouchers that are being given out. They're opening the doors right now. And this is what immigration has done to Chicago. I'm not talking about Texas. I'm not talking about New York. They have issues. But they say charity starts at home. And these resources are being taken. And there are individuals that had all type of issues that went on economically before immigrants came to the United States of America. And there are people, like I said, there are people in South Shore and in Chicago that just don't understand where all these resources coming from. Got a mayor, the mayor of Chicago has made the statement. You had to be humane. I couldn't understand that, but the whole issue with Sanctuary City. I can understand you want to be humane, but these resources that are coming to Chicago and New York and California, these resources are supposed to be for individuals that are here legally. There's a protocol, there's a way that you go about getting in the country. But in a way, can't blame Governor Abbott of Texas. So you see how much problems it is in Chicago? You can't blame Governor Abbott in Texas, the Senate, because if the federal government, the Border Patrol is not going to be allowed to do their job. What he's saying is, you know what I'll do is I'll just send it to cities that are sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities are where people could come, whether they have an ID or whatever, and get the help. Migrants could come and get assistance, whether they have an ID or don't have an ID. And he's saying is that if the White House and Joe Biden is not going to deal with these issues and they classify themselves as sanctuary cities, they should have no complaints, which I think is legitimate. I think that's a legitimate issue. But being a citizen in Chicago, it's something to examine. It's something to look about. It's really something to think about. What do you think? What do you think about sanctuary city? Do you think that it's fair to the citizen that pays taxes for it to be drank? You think it's right that immigrants should be able to have a right to become police officers? This is what's going on in America. It's you have so many issues going on in America, and